Alright, welcome back. So on this one here, I did find a Toro recycler here with a 22-inch blade, rear wheel self-propelled. It does have the power propel. It was a Curbfind, as you can see. Now the interesting thing was that on this one was, when I actually found it, it actually had some grass clippings already in the bag. So, to my knowledge, unbeknownst to me also, was, I initially was looking at it right before I started this video, but this had a full tank of fuel. So it's literally almost, it's at the high part, probably about like midsection, almost where it starts to actually form the cap spout on the top. And the interesting thing is it was complete like this, and there was grass clippings in the bag. So as you can tell, it was used, obviously with the grass being still on it. I just placed it in my garage. I pulled the actual filter cover on it, because what happened was I left it on my deck, and it got saturated. So it was like dripping from the bottom. You can see where the left basically a stain. And I looked into it, and I noticed, obviously this is an auto choke one, so with the auto choke ones lately I've not had much luck. And my assumption, well, this is just my assumption because you can see it's dripping out from basically the top part here, is it has a slow leak. Now this thing was overfilled with oil when I checked it, but it didn't show. So as soon as I brought it home and it sat for a little bit, that's when it actually started showing that it actually had a leak, because I actually noticed it. And it basically, as you can see with the cardboard I put there, it's basically stained it, and I just had like a regular rag. It caught most of the oil. But what I did is I drained some oil, and then I did give it some starting fluid, and it does sputter. It'll start off, but it'll die right away. So the interesting thing is, I believe this is what happened to it. Was the person that had this, they must have had gas in it at some point. They probably had just enough gas where it must have been fresh before, or fresher, who knows. And they basically were cutting their grass. It died on them. They thought maybe, okay, it needs gas, so they put gas and they filled it all the way up to the top. And then at that point, it didn't want to start again. So then they thought maybe the oil's low. So then they put oil into it. So my assumption is, with this one, it's obviously overfilled. I drained some of the oil out. It's going to need an oil change too. But I think that this has a carb issue, but also the fuel. Something must be old with the fuel. So rather than me take the risk of cleaning this carb, I actually, like lately I've been carrying, or basically not really carrying, but I've been ordering kind of in advance carbs. What I'm going to do is I want to basically clean this off really good first. I have a filter and whatnot. And I'm going to actually install a brand new carb that I got off of I believe it was eBay. And I'm just going forward, I'm just trying to keep an auto choke carb and a regular push prime carb in case there is an issue with it. Because I do run across these from time to time, and I don't have necessarily sometimes the parts, and it takes me a while to get them. So actually it was kind of perfect timing that I actually got, because I got the carb probably about a week ago, but I've kept it in my toolbox just because I know I was going to run across one that possibly needed a carb in the future, and this is something I do run across. So in this video, what I was going to do is I'll show you that it starts and coughs and dies, and then what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and super clean it. I might do that off camera actually. I'll just probably spray it, let it sit for a little bit, but I'll clean it up really good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the carb out. I'm going to drain all the gas out. I'll check for water and whatnot. If I can, I'll do a little add to the video towards the end of it if I do find water in it. And also, of course, I'm going to give it an oil change. And while I have it upside down, I'll probably just sharpen the blade. I'm going to clean it off really good, just because you can see the grass clippings everywhere. Maybe I might try and use super clean on the bag. The bag is a little dirty, but now I don't know about the self-propel. Once I can actually have it running and it stays running and there's no issues with it, then I can test the self-propel. I'm assuming it works. That'd be my assumption, but once again, I don't know until I actually can get it running and it's staying running. It's kind of hard to push the self-propel and then it kind of coughs out and dies. So what I'll do here is I'll show you how it starts and then it kind of sputters, and then it dies. So the oil was drained a little bit, obviously to the correct level, so that shouldn't be an issue. It was dripping, as you can see. So what I'll do here is I'll drag it outside. Let me just make a spot for it and just show you how it acts. The oil, just so I don't make a spill of it. Let me just drag this outside. And with it being auto choke, I actually have to, I hold the choke open a little bit, but I'll spray it in there. You can see how it acts. Kind of goes on itself. I'm assuming, hopefully there's no issues with the auto choke. I mean, I guess I'll see when it actually runs and stays running on it, but let me just set up the tripod here. Maybe I'll even drop it a little bit, just so you can see better. So yeah, so the auto choke, you know, obviously, it's right now, it's actually closed all the way. So what I'll do is I'll just lightly open it with the flathead screwdriver, and I'll give it just a spray. And I just use just a generic starting fluid, nothing fancy. And you'll see how it kind of starts and then sputters and dies. Release the brake, give it a pull. 1, 2. So you can see it kind of starts. It'll start and it's like sounds it's gonna start and stay running, but it then sputters out and dies. So my assumption is there's probably water in the fuel. So something must be wrong with the fuel too, not just the carb as well. Maybe even the old fuel, if the person poured it in, possibly contaminated the carb. I mean, that could happen too. If there's any fine particles in it, or maybe something got in there. I mean, it hasn't been cleaned, so you could tell last person didn't really take care of it. So yeah, so what I'll do, because I'm not really worried about this filter here, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it back on. We'll clean it off really good. I'll spray it down just to have a cleaner working surface. And then what I can do after I clean it off is in the next video, because I'll make this just a 2-part video just because this is probably gonna drag for a little bit, is I'll put the new carb on, just switch it out. I can give a detailed showing on it. And yeah, I'll show what it's got so much grass buildup. The guy really just like left it dirty. But what I'll do is I'll show a video of installing it and then maybe doing a quick run. And then maybe we can test the self-propel, because I have no idea if the self-propel works. But let me drag this into the grass a little bit. And then what we'll do is we'll clean it off. I'll just clean it off really quick. I won't make this video too long. What I may try today is actually cleaning off the bag. The bag's a little dusty and dirty, but I wonder if Super Clean will do a good job on that. But I could always show that at the end of the video, like the next video or whatnot. I'll let it dry if I do it. So, we drag the lawnmower. I feel like these things are really low to the ground. I mean, I know that people like to keep lawnmowers really low. I usually leave like I like to have them a little bit higher. I know some people, they like to really drop them. Like I said, I think this person, number 2, I think this person was using it, and honestly, that's what I think happened, is it just got, it's got to be something with the fuel. 'Cause, you know, if you use old fuel, it kind of gives like kind of almost the same symptoms of like a carb being clogged, but then also these auto choke carbs on the Briggs, I've always, not always, but most of the time I run into them, they always have an issue with it sticking. And when they stick, come on, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. So what happens is when they stick, they eventually start leaking, and they'll just leak out right out front. Just put this one too up front. So all the adjusters have been confirmed to be working, so that's good. And let me just lightly leaf blow it with electric leaf blower, just because I want to see if I can get some of the clumps off before I spray it down. I've been getting lucky with these lawnmowers lately. I'm surprised the scrappers don't pick them up. Oh, that one just didn't lock in. I was wondering why it failed. All right. That's as good as it gets, I think, for cleaning it off. But yeah, you can see there's just, you know, obviously oil stains and whatnot. So I'm going to try to clean it off really good, and then I can let it sit in the sun and then just let it dry off a little bit, then I can work on it. So let me just get some. Alright, sorry, it took me a second there because I just noticed the bottle was a little empty, so I just had to empty out some of the gallon size just so I can have it fill it up, but we'll clean it off. I think this thing will hopefully, I mean, it'll clean up pretty good. I just hope there's not too many issues with it. Guess we'll find out. And if anything, if I ever run across them, I mean, obviously the Briggs one's a very common one, so wait for an engine if it is something really catastrophic. I don't think it is. I just think of with age, everything starts breaking down. Nothing you can't fix though. Especially nowadays with parts being so readily available. Maybe before it was a little bit harder. Obviously not a lot of people wanted to attempt to repair stuff because parts were expensive. But now I feel like everything is somewhat attainable. I mean, I've had pretty decent luck with the Chinese carburetors when I fix these, so will they last forever? Nothing lasts forever in my opinion, but for what it is worth, I think they're doing a pretty decent job mimicking them or getting as close to OEM as they can. Like I said, I just want to kind of get the grime off of everything. And I'll let it sit for like a minute here as I grab the hose. Get all the grime off the engine. Surprisingly, this does a pretty good job. I mean, I don't use a pressure washer. I just use the jet setting on my hose. And it does a fairly decent job. Just a spot there. Alright, now we're good. So what I'll do is I'll back you guys up a little bit. See if I can just get, let me just get the clamp or the stand. I did get lucky on that last video you guys probably saw if you were watching. The Black Craftsman, I got rid of that one. That one didn't actually need anything other than front wheels, but I honestly sold it as is. So most people don't care, to be honest with you. They just care that it runs and operates. So if that's the case, then yeah, sure, it'll run and operate. But you know, this one actually has decent tread on the wheels. Move some stuff out of the way. And then we'll just clean it off, and it should be a pretty quick first video. You can see it brings back the white to the wheel. That one I didn't spray too much, but alright, we'll move to the side here, or front. Not worried about getting the bottom a little wet. Alright, and just this side over here. And last but not least, the back. As you can see, it already did a really good job just cleaning up some of the gunk off of it. I'll spray it a little bit here. Let me see if I can get a clamp just to lift up the top. It's a good thing to save these older mowers, because these things are pretty decent in terms of how they are and how they operate. You know, they're pretty standard, straightforward. Let me just make sure I sprayed it down here. But yeah, I can really see that some people are just giving up on them. Do I blame people? No. A lot of people just don't want to attempt to try to fix it. So yeah, so we'll clean it off here as best as we can. Alright, and front tire I just sprayed it a little bit more. That's good enough. Alright. And what I'll do is I'll tip it on its side. Let the water all drain out. Let's check the blade. Surprisingly, not too horrible underneath. You see it? The belt's on there, I see just from the top. I may just have to scrape it a little bit, but I could just do that off camera. This is not a big thing. And like I said, I'll probably just I'll get my carb, and then I can in the next video I can just go ahead and install it. I'll drain all the water, or I'm sorry, drain all the fuel. And yeah, we can then check it out. I don't think there's anything wrong with the transmission, but I just really don't know. There's a little bit of play. I don't know if the some grass clippings. I don't know just if the cable needs to be adjusted. Hopefully it's just an adjustment if it's loose, but we'll see. If not, I can always get a cable. It's not a big deal. On the last one I did do the cable and it fixed it, and yeah, it was fine. Worked, operated fine, and got rid of that one too. So slowly but surely, people are still looking for lawnmowers. I mean, they're gonna be looking all season. So if I can find these, fix them, flip them, it'd be better for me. So yeah. So thanks for watching this first introductory video to this Curbfind Toro Recycler 22 real self-propelled. And I will catch you guys out on the next video. And if you guys have any questions, likes, comments, concerns, go ahead and just leave them in the comment section below. I know I try to answer stuff as quick as I can, so yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys out on the next one. Take it easy.